Hello, it's Gary Carpenter with Master Real Estate Academy. And we do some coaching, we do some training, and every Tuesday I jump on here and I typically have some type of an interview. In the last few weeks, I have been able to reach out to some old students who are doing a really good job in production. And also maybe a niche within something that we teach here in within our coaching and within our training. And one of the things that I love about our next our next guest, is that he is doing an amazing job with video, just making some really fun videos with his personality and all that type of stuff. So I want to be able to show you some of those too, but I also want to be able to ask some questions with our next guest and get his take on, the time that's involved in it and all that type of stuff. So I'd like to bring on our next guest, a good friend of mine from Vancouver, Washington, Scott C Dickinson. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Hey, Gary, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am always fantastic, but today I am absolutely fantastic because I get to speak. Well, thank you very much. I look really good from the neck up. So I have really enjoyed the Zoom meetings because I'm not so good from the neck down. So especially after being in quarantine, well, it seems like forever. But I put on it was called the COVID-19. I think mine was called COVID-25. So
there you go.
Anyhow.
There you go. Hey, you had a birthday recently.
I did.
Did you have a nice one?
I did. You know what? It was fun. I was able to do the things that I love doing. I had all my kids in town, spent time with the kids, spent time with my lovely Oscar, which is my puppy, and my new grandbaby. So, but this is not about me. This is about you. I brought you on. They want to hear, what is going on? What is this Scott C Dickinson? What does he have that? So I have some typical questions that I sent you that I typically ask, but I want to jump into video because I think that, but before we actually get into any questions, I just want to show everybody kind of the content that you have. So everybody has to kind of bear with me. I'm going to start to share my screen. I think I've got this all queued up, but I wanted to kind of just show you just the content that Scott is making, which I thought was awesome and why really I brought him on today. So other than he's really a good looking guy too. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to play it.
But before we get started, do me a favor. Please subscribe to my channel. Maybe hit a like and leave me a comment if you think about it. I would appreciate it. Most people have a lot of questions about selling their home. See, they're worried that if they make a mistake, it can cost them a lot of money. And in reality, it can. So here's the most common questions that home sellers have. Now you listen up. I want to know how the real estate market is right now. Don't you know? The housing market is still very strong here in Washington State. Interest rates are at historic lows.
And all right, I got to get to a couple of his other personalities, which are just, I love this next guy.
My question is, if I put my house on the market, do I have to have an open house? I don't like strange people in my home. Open houses are a great way to get traffic into your home, and it especially works well when
and we got the blue collar guy.
My question is, the boys at the station say that I should use Zillow to figure out what my house is worth. Do you think that's a good idea? The quick answer is no. National websites like Zillow.
All right. You know what? Those are awesome. And the one, hang on just a second. Let me see if I can get this whole, there we go. All right. So the one thing that I've always because I do coach video with my coaching students, and we have that accountability of you have to put so many videos and stuff together. But the one thing that I always try to instill in them is to bring their personality into it, which that video in itself is I show that to every one of my students that I'm coaching, because I think it's just the ultimate. Nobody's going to be able to duplicate that type of a video, right? Because it's your personality. It's just that, it's that quirky thing about you that really is, I mean, the one question I always ask, what do your clients love about you the most? And I'll guarantee you that they're going to say it's your quirky personality. Would you agree with that?
I hope that's one of them. But yeah, I do like to have fun, and not every day you get to have fun, not every minute of the day you get to have fun, but when I get a chance to, I try to bring that out.
So what do you, when you first started to bring on video, first of all, what made you decide that I should do video?
Well, I mean, I guess I could say I've always considered communication one of my strengths, and video is just an extension of communication. And so like a lot of people, I started off, holding up my phone and doing videos, at open houses and things like that. And, quite honestly, in the beginning, it just sucked. Because, I didn't know what I was doing. But the next time it got better, And then there was a class that was offered, a 2-day class about how to do better production value with video. And so I jumped into it with both feet. A guy by the name of Joe Still. He's a great instructor. And so, I'm getting better each and every video. And so it's, and I'm also getting better, not just the production value, but the message. And that's what I'm really trying to concentrate right now. As a matter of fact, just this couple of days ago, I finished a video that was inspired by you. One of the
I saw
things,
that video.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
It was made particularly and specifically for my sphere. And even though it's on my YouTube page now, I'm not putting it out to the general public on Facebook. I'm using it. I'm embedding it into emails and sending it to my sphere because it's a very personal message.
That is awesome. You know what? I'm actually, as you're, the other thing that I loved about what you're doing right now is that you are doing a newsletter that goes out. I don't know if I think it's monthly that you send the newsletter out, and it's not a newsletter that you're mailing to people, but it's a newsletter that you're emailing, right? And you're embedding the actual videos, because that's actually where I started to see the videos was during that.
Okay.
And then it drove me out to your YouTube page, which then I subscribed to your YouTube page. And now, I can't help but get your videos every time you make one.
Well, you could unsubscribe.
I could, but I would. Why would I do that? I always love when I see somebody's personality. I always love just following it just to see their content, because again, that truly drives people that are going to do video on maybe something that they could do for their own video, right? So, one of the things. Go ahead.
Oh, there's no unique ideas. It's just we steal great ideas from other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do it all the time.
Absolutely. And I think that for me, for me, when it comes to video, the things that I always talk to agents about, again, we've got this, right? I mean, this is the one thing that we have in our power. We can get up, we can create our YouTube account. We got our Facebook, we can go in, create whatever, just start shooting, just start talking about something. And I always encourage because most real estate agents are worried when it comes to video about how they look, how they sound. Well, guess what? That's how you show up anyway, right? So you can't change any of those types of things. There's no editing out there there is editing out there that could probably change those things. But at the same time, if you had to jump in to start to make these edited videos that you're making right now, you probably would have never even done it, Okay.
Right.
But getting in there and making some crappy videos, whether it's, sitting at an open house and doing a tour of a new listing, or, what I encourage agents is to do videos with people that you want to refer, your electrician, your lender,
Right.
all those types of business services. And then also doing non-solicited, sitting at a closing and jumping on your camera real quick and, doing prepping your buyer, your sellers, whatever the case may be, and shooting a testimonial real quick. And then posting it, because that's the ultimate thing about videos is just
That's great.
they're because there's videos that you shoot that are timely, right? That are just for right now. And then there's timeless videos where you create these timeless videos that could be educational about the buying process, seller process, which is kind of where you're at in your video making, is that you're actually creating timeless videos that that you can use if you go to list a house. Say, hey, here, I want you to watch these videos. I want you to do this and that type of
Right.
stuff. What else is other than going to that 2-day class? What else is kind of encouraging you to do more videos and that type of stuff?
Well, one of my favorite sayings is, "You don't know what you don't know," and so this path of video for me is just every time I do a video, I usually come up with an idea or two for more videos. For instance, that video you just showed, the top questions of home sellers. I wanted to make it, that by itself could be a boring video if I didn't interject some visual humor into it. I'm already thinking about, okay, what's part 2 for that video? So when I think about doing a video, I've got videos that fit into one of 4 categories. There's branding videos for me. There's selling videos. There's educational videos that I do. And then there's entertain videos. One of my social media gurus that I listen to is reminding me on a regular basis, my videos shouldn't always be about real estate. Sometimes it needs to be about just what's going on in my life. So I've created a kind of a separate channel, so to speak, or a separate topic level. It's called Something Awesome with Scott. And so the idea is, my first one I did was I made this incredible French onion grilled cheese sandwich. And the next one I'm going to do is going to be on a walking tour of murals that are fabulous in my local area. And I want to do one someday on the best taco trucks in Vancouver. And so COVID has kind of kicked my butt a little bit as far as getting out and doing more of those videos. But I'm ready, I'm set, and I'm working on the next Something Awesome with Scott right now. That's
good. And I think that, the other thing that I even talk about with agents is kind of creating your own little mini reality show, right?
Sure.
That people are tuning into. Nobody's going to tune in to the boring real estate agent that wants to talk stats and numbers the whole time. Now, can you throw in a stats and numbers video every once in a while?
Absolutely.
Yes. But you've got to, in order to get people sold on you, because I believe that whenever you get an opportunity, if they decide to use you, chances are 80 to 90% of the reason why they chose you is because of your personality. So what do you think about that?
I couldn't agree more. There's our sphere, people that know you, and then there's some people who, have yet to figure out who you are. And then there's the people who know you, but they forget you're in the real estate business. So there's tons of reasons to do a video. So I want to tell you real fast, I just found a new way to farm in particular neighborhoods. So I went out and I captured the information from my local neighborhood, entered it into a database, created a special audience on Facebook, and then I made a video about, how you doing? I'm your neighbor. And we didn't talk about selling. We didn't talk about, you need to list with me right now. It was, hey, I'm a decent guy. I'm right here in the neighborhood. You see me walk in the neighborhood with my dog and my wife. So it's not always about selling. Sometimes it's just you first need to introduce yourself.
Yeah, for the most part, it's never really, when it comes to, if you are in a relational business, which is what real estate is, it's all about, if you put the relationship first, building the relationship first, and again, if you're in real estate and they know you're in real estate and they like you, they're gonna, maybe they not necessarily that they chosen to decide they're going to use you, but they're going to let you know they're thinking about selling. I mean,
Right.
we had an example. It was last week. We're at a high school football game. We have friends of ours, and our daughter grew up with their daughter, and we coached in soccer and everything else. And I've known these people forever, and I've been marketing to them forever and videos forever. And they felt so bad. They came up to me and they said, Gary, this has been killing me. We've been wanting to tell you that we're selling our house. I go, well, that's not bad news. That's good news. That's good news. Well, that is the good news. The bad news is that we're not going to use you.
Oh, no.
You've been marketing to us, and we love you, and we're best friends with you. But we've got a sister whose daughter, who's our niece, who's in the business, and she's just starting out. And I said, you know what? Hey, I get it. I understand it. But I don't expect you to use us, but I sure as hell expect you to continue to refer us. Because again, this is a couple that referred us. She goes, oh yeah, our niece, they'll never know that we're referring business. So it was all about, keeping that family together. Right. So again, and the niece is never going to ask for a referral because she's just so new that she'll never even ask. But I do believe that it's all about the relationship. And I've been shooting video for probably about, probably about 5-6 years now. And the one thing that I've noticed when we send out emails to our database and to people that come into our sphere, or whatever the case may be, they'll give us a call. And I have no idea who they are. They found us somehow. I added them. They've been getting our video emails and all that type of stuff. And they're talking to me like they know me, right? Because I've been sending them video. They've been watching the video. I get all the time. When I shoot videos on, all of our vendors is a big one that we do. People who cut our hair, people who we do carpet cleaning, restaurants we go to, all that type of stuff. And, just thank yous too, as far as, hey, thanks for telling us about that restaurant. We went and checked it out. It was really good, blah, blah, blah. But
cool.
So that's good. So what else? We're 17 minutes into this video. I've got another video, your most recent one that you shared with me, that I want to show because I thought that was a good one too. What else? Well, let's do this. Let's show this video real quick. Okay. And then we're going to come into some closing thoughts on what you think a real estate. So be thinking about this. I'm new. I want to get into video. What should I start doing?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Can you see that?
I can.
Okay. So I'm going to hit play.
Hi friends, this is Scott. Since you already know me, I made this video with you in mind. I have always been about customer service. And since becoming a real estate broker, my sense of duty to customers has only strengthened. I genuinely love what I do, and I think it shows. Currently, I'm expanding my business, and I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, that sounds good.
Do you know of anyone who needs some real estate advice? Maybe a friend or a family member. Maybe someone from work or from church or from the club. If you know of anyone, please reach out to me. I promise to take care of them like they're my own family. As you know, I do what I say I'm going to do. I take pride in being that guy that does a great job for every customer. And I promise to do that for anyone you refer to me. Thank you ahead of time for your trust, and thanks for listening. Please reach out to me if you know of someone I can help.
Love it. I love it. That's awesome.
Any of those words sound familiar, Gary?
They sound familiar, and I absolutely love those words.
Well, I learned a lot of those words from you.
Well, you know what? I learned them from Floyd Wickman, so
there you go.
That was good. It's always it's paying it forward. So, All right. So, what are your thoughts? What are your closing thoughts here?
Well, first thing is, if you want to do video, do video. Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be high production value. It doesn't have to be, it certainly helps, but here's my best advice on doing video. Figure out ahead of time what it is that you want that video to accomplish. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to sell a property? Are you trying to get people to get to know you or trust you? Are you trying to give them some advice in the market? So have an idea ahead of time and then script it out. You don't have to stay 100% with script, but if you don't write it down ahead of time, you're probably gonna ramble, and your chance of success starting off is so much better if you script it out and make a plan.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, hey, Scott, how can my viewers, if they have somebody that needs to move to your neck of the woods, how can they refer you?
Well, my email is scottyourbroker@gmail.com. If you want to call me, I'll tell you a joke. And it's 360-518-7197, or go on to YouTube. Look up Scott C Dickinson. Subscribe to my channel. It's got lots of information. There's some fun stuff, and it'll give you some ideas if you're thinking about video on videos that you can do.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, Scott, thanks for accommodating. And I apologize. I won't say this on the video, but I apologize. Do what you say you're going to do. Sometimes more, just never less, right?
It's okay. Gary, always great to see you, my friend.
All right. Thanks a lot, Scott.